What's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Ricada of Ricada Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. I'm gonna guess everything is going to go wrong with this stream. I just I have a feeling. I have a feeling. Yes, you love my default description. I'll go back and fix it later. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. So I brought this lovely streaming setup. I brought it, I've got this Scarlett 2i2 that I use for my travel microphones. And I've got my Electro Voice microphone. I've got my laptop. Not on my laptop. No. I've even got my camera that I use at home, which is not happening here either. I'm in a hotel. If you didn't know, you might notice I'm in a hotel. Here's the deal. Quantum VR. It's Miss Ragged's divorcing you. No. She would be in the hotel with me. I'll explain in just a second. But you notice what's missing? Are you freaking kidding me? I get a phone call in the middle of a stream. Go away. Why does it even let a phone call come through? You know what's missing from this? It's this guy right here, USB Type A cable. USB Type A cable, because I left it at home. Yeah. I mean, it's effectively a power cable. So you may or that's USB Type B. Okay, that's Type B. USB Type whatever cable. That's not C. See, if it was Type C cable, it'd be easy. Because I have like 15 of those just lying around. But I don't have that. And they're not so simple to just grab. Anyway, the long and short is, if you saw my appearance on the Jack Show on Thursday, that went 8 hours with Anna and John Malin and Cecil. I had to drive like 2 hours right after that. I had to pack up. And I was a zombie. And so I was packing up my stuff, and I just didn't, my brain just missed the whole chords thing. I actually, even if I had that, I think I'm missing an extra XLR cable too that I would need for the cloud lifter. And I have not had time to get into, I think I can just buy the cable at like Best Buy or something, but they weren't open until just now. And I'm in the window of time where I have to do this live stream. So to everybody wondering why I'm in a hotel room, that's also why I'm only streaming to YouTube. Normally this would be mirrored to Rumble and Odyssey. I'll make sure that the replay at least gets uploaded to each of those things. But since I'm streaming from my phone, it becomes kind of a difficult chore to multi-stream, because, get this, StreamYard doesn't accept headphones on Android because it's dumb. And you, like in this hotel room, you really do not want the phone camera. I tested both of them, and the phone camera, or the phone microphone, is way worse. It's very echoey in this hotel room. All right, so long story short, Lady Raggets has a medical procedure today. We're in the Twin Cities, so we're in a hotel. It's a nice hotel. I really like it, but that's where we are. She's doing her stuff right now, so I have a little bit of time to sit around and chat with you guys. So we're gonna do that. This will not be the longest show. I have to be off. I have a hard cutoff at about, in about 2 hours, a little bit longer than 2 hours. But we will take care of all that. I think we'll be able to hit these topics pretty quickly. I've got the super chats separately because phone super chats are tough, but I have my laptop, right? So actually, right here, it's not the most efficient thing, but um, I do have the super chats available. I'm just zooming in so I can actually see them. And yeah, so we should be able to hit all of that. Hope you guys are doing really well. Let's get into these topics. I mean, this is my first live stream back on YouTube. Um, if you were unaware, I tried to make people as aware as possible, but if you were unaware, I ate a 2-week suspension. That's right, a 2-week suspension here on the tubes for very, very wrong think. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. I did not have any wrong think. My think was entirely correct. What happened was a bunch of weirdos got together and decided to mass flag a video that I did about Keffels and Kiwi Farms. I had removed the video from YouTube because I knew the mass flag campaign was coming, but that didn't actually stop it from being mass reported because YouTube does preserve the link and the report feature on videos, even videos that are deleted. So very, very fantastic of them to do that. I love them. Oh, well, Mr. K, we're going to talk some vegetable justice. We're going to talk some vegetable justice. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I didn't spend a ton of time there because we had some other stuff to do, and it didn't matter. It was magic. It was magic. It's freedom, baby. And it's really important. I'm not even joking. Vegetable justice is such a critical thing. And you know why? Because everyone laughed at every joke. Okay. But yes, it was my. Apparently, I've gotten a little bit more. I do not think Duncan was behind my suspension. I want to be very clear on that. I do not think Duncan had much to do with it. Other than being one of the people who probably reported that stream, I don't think Duncan had anything to do with that. The interview with Duncan is still up. That thing was not taken down. And you have to realize that nobody watches Duncan McLeod. So no one was able to mass flag off of that stream. Like he only had, I don't know, I think he had 250 people on Duncan's stream, but I think 200 of them were from our chat actually over there. So was not the best showing on him for that flagging attempt. But no, it was I believe it was Lucas Roberts who did it. Lucas Roberts is the one who is responsible for that, organizing a Twitter campaign to false flag and lie. More importantly, to lie about what I said on my stream. I did not call for violence. And interestingly enough, YouTube has given me a little more information about what was the problem with that stream. And this actually is strange to me. They said I was reveling in the death or serious injury of another person. So now I'm pressing them to find out who died or was seriously injured. I actually have no fucking idea who that could have been because I'm not aware of anyone who died for me to revel in the death of. And the only serious injury I can think of was a medically chosen axe wound to the groin, which I don't think that other people would consider that a serious injury. This is before the Queen died, so it wasn't that. I'll make fun of the Queen all day. Actually, the funny thing is, people may not understand that when I make fun of like the Queen dying, which that didn't happen in that stream, but when I make fun of the Queen dying or whatever, it's not out of disrespect. I make fun of anyone who dies, including you. No, there's no there's no time limit on comedy. I don't have any disrespect for the Queen other than my general disdain for the monarchy and my lack of understanding. I don't care about a monarchy, and I think it's weird that a country still like holds their monarch in high regard today, especially a westernized country. But there are monarchists out there who like them. They're fucking strange to me because for me, I'm just like, well, maybe you could just not have those. Like maybe you could just not taxpayer fund one family to be born into a life of luxury. And I know duty and service and all that great stuff. Sure, put on a fucking dress and crown and walk around. But hey, not my country. Don't give a shit. Don't care at all. All right, but the verdict is still out on specifically what was said in regards to that stream. I'm like, give me a timestamp, baby. Come on, YouTube. You want to get that timestamp all over me, please? Come on, let's do it. But trying to squeeze that out of them. We'll see. Okay. But what we have to talk about today is not so much this. And the normal streaming schedule at my normal setup will resume probably tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have a live stream tonight because, like I said, in a hotel room with Lady Rackets, it's a good sized room, but the sound. I mean, she's gonna be sleeping, and I don't think it's gonna work. If it's possible to work, I will do a stream tonight. I don't think so. And the D&D stream is 50-50. I think the D&D stream will happen. All right. But my regular stream would be so late, and she's going to be, why is there a sex swing in the hotel? It's not a sex swing. It's a bed post. Hear how fucking loud this bed is? Oh my God. No, it's this weird metal framed bed. I don't get it. But you can do pull-ups on it. I can't, but someone could. That being said, the normal streaming setup will be fully resumed, I believe, tomorrow night. Everything will be great. We'll be streaming on Rumble, Odyssey, and YouTube, and that'll be fantastic. Okay. So just wanted to let you guys know that brief update. But we're here for like a real show too. I know I'm like walking around. I'm gonna get me a stand-up desk. Oh, it's almost like I ordered one 2 years ago that got fucked on Kickstarter. We've got this thing that happened just the other day, and it was absolutely magical. Is absolutely magical. Ken Paxton down in Texas. He is the Attorney General of Texas. His office sued, or well, let me rewind that. He didn't sue anybody in this particular case. The Texas legislature passed a bill, and this bill said you can't censor Texans. You cannot censor Texans. Twitter, you fucks. You can't censor our peoples. Can't do it. And Twitter, of course, goes full minstrel. They start, not minstrel, they start flooding all over the place their fucking spurgery. We have our free speech right. We can't be forced to publish the words of some random Yahoo Republican from down in Texas. What if he says something evil about something? What if he talks about having brisket with no barbecue sauce? And you say, that's how we do, motherfucker. You stay away from Texans because Texas doesn't tolerate that shit. And of course, everybody, all the lawyers in the world say, you can't do this. The companies have a free speech right to stop other people from speaking, which is weird when you think about it. Also, Twitter says, we have 230. You can't even sue us or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Ken Paxton's office comes in and says, actually, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this a little bit. Is it really speech to prevent someone else from speaking? I mean, not if you're speaking over them. If you're speaking over somebody, that's speech, right? Like you can interrupt someone all day. You can just walk up and say like some sort of dirty word to kind of break their brain a little bit and get them out of their place. But this isn't that. Twitter isn't speaking by shutting down speech, even though every Twitter lawyer on the planet will tell you that them shutting down someone's speech is speech. Overtly, like just rejecting the idea that how insane that idea is. Like when you really think about how insane it is for Twitter to make this argument, because let's take it to the logical conclusion that no one wants to deal with. If the speech on Twitter is Twitter's speech, which would be the natural following of if the speech removed from Twitter is Twitter's speech, they would have to own the speech that was on Twitter. They have Section 230 protection because the speech that is on their platform is not theirs. It's not theirs. So they go, oh, well, we can just remove this unpalatable speech because it's not ours with impunity, because we didn't say it. And we can also just leave it up with impunity because we have a good faith effort to remove some stuff. So we can just leave it up. And then it's not our speech, it's some other weirdo's speech. So it's all good, right? It's all fine. But think about what that means. That means that all the child porn that sits up there on Twitter's page, it means that all the defamatory statements that are up on Twitter's page, it means that all the doxing and death threats and by the way, I got lots of those lately. Not actual death threats, let's be very clear. I got what other people would call death threats, but what I would call just someone being mad, where they said, you should go off yourself or whatever. Which is fine. Like, Twitter doesn't care about that. Apparently, if I make a joke referencing, something in Minecraft to a friend, I could be banned for life. But if someone directly DMs you and says, kill yourself, Twitter doesn't actually care. They actually said that's not a violation of their terms of service. Whoa, special speakers. Anyway, Twitter owns all of that if it's their speech when they remove it. That would be the necessary converse. Because you can't, like, if removing someone's speech is your speech, then keeping someone's speech up is also your speech. Okay, so that's an insane argument, but it is the argument. It's the argument made by Twitter. It's the argument made by Twitter lawyers. They leave out that whole we own everything else part, and they just try and rely on Section 230. Ken Paxton's office comes in and says, No. You don't get to remove speech and call that speech. That is not speech. That is an act. That is an act. And the act is what we are regulating. We are not regulating what Twitter says. Twitter can go on to their Twitter page and they can post anything they want, right? Their Twitter. They can just post. They have an account. They have like 4 or 5. They get to verify themselves. They can say whatever they want. But their removal of something isn't speech. There's no speech involved in it. There's just an act. The act says, poof, it's gone. And we say that we can regulate the acts of businesses because acts are not protected by free speech. Oh. That's a good argument. That's a really good argument. And the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals down in Texas agrees. They agreed. In fact, they said, yeah, actually, this guy's right. Twitter is completely wrong. Twitter cannot just willy-nilly ban everybody. And if you've been listening to me and probably some other people, you already know that Twitter can't do this. And I'm not even talking in the broad sense that the Fifth Circuit says. But all these people who say that some company has the right to ban someone for anything is wrong. Because you can't kick someone off Twitter because they're black. Can't do it. You can't kick someone off Twitter because they're gay. Those would be wildly illegal according to the Civil Rights Act. You can't kick someone off Twitter because their national origin is Zimbabwe. Can't do that. So those have been around for a long time. That's like that's the same thing with employment law. It's the same thing with just regular public accommodation law in basically every state, is that if you open a business that is open to the public, which Twitter is clearly open to the public, and someone walks in your door, you have a duty to serve that person generally without regard for who they are. Now, the interesting thing is, I don't actually agree that this is how it should be, right? Like, I think the Civil Rights Act had its time and place. I think 2022 United States, I think there's enough businesses and there's enough like not caring about racial diversity and stuff like that, where we don't really have to have that rule anymore. Personally, I think the market evens it out pretty well. As long as government isn't enforcing it like government was enforcing Jim Crow. People kind of forget that the Jim Crow laws were laws enforced by government. But I think the free market basically, the free as we have market basically takes care of the issue today. And so I think it should be removed. I think any business should be able to refuse business to anybody based on any characteristic or anything that they want, because I don't think most businesses will. I like money, right? Like, it's a really simple idea. But that all being said, we've known forever that you can't just remove people for any reason, because since 1964, you haven't even been able to keep someone out of a shoe store for any reason. Now, you can stop people from doing business with you for no reason. But the question is, when does no reason actually, like, is that a cover for reason? This is getting deep into the law, and it's way too far, because that's not what we're talking about here on Twitter. Although that's part of the reasoning that the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals used. But they said, you don't have an unfettered right to silence people's speech. You don't have an unfettered right to stop someone from speaking. You can stop people from speaking in very specific instances. Death threats, child pornography, the stuff that you're not allowed to actually do. Illegal speech. Now, illegal speech is actually typically illegal activity associated with speech, right? A threat of violence has to have enough intent behind it to make it an actual act. The act of the threat is not the speech. The act of the threat is conveying the information to someone for the purposes of causing them apprehension or harm. And how you convey that act, or how you convey that threat to them, is the act, and that is part of the actual criminal activity. Because again, you can't just blanket say, I'm going to kill you is illegal, right? Because I can walk up to a friend of mine and say, I'm going to kill you, with a big smile on my face, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you can't regulate the specific words. You can't even say that general death threats are a problem. You have to get into the act. How I convey the death threat to someone is what causes the fear, apprehension, the immediacy, the immediate feeling of potential harm. All of that stuff comes through. So again, this is old law. This is how law is. And some of us have been kind of baffled that this is like when you think back on it, it's like, why hasn't anyone figured this out before? Why hasn't anybody figured out that this was the route to go? But Ken Paxton did. And the the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, that's the Federal Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, upheld it. So what does this mean? So what this means is that the bill can pass. The bill can pass because this is a facial challenge to the bill. So this bill is unconstitutional on its face. It has to be removed. And Fifth Circuit says, no, they can actually regulate this. Now, what that regulation means and how it will be enforced and all of that stuff remains to be seen, because the first time that Twitter wants to ban a Texan and Texas goes to punish Twitter for it, that's going to be a challenge. But Twitter doesn't want that in general, because that means that every time that Twitter goes to ban a Texan, there could be a challenge to it. Clyde, no, this is not my swing chair room. My swing chair room would be much darker colors and much more fun. This is a hotel room, just a normal hotel room. But but anyway, Nick looks like a hostage. Yeah, Ken Paxton's over there demanding that I do nice things, or he's gonna pull his penis out at me. No. But yeah, basically this law gets to go onto Texas's books, and the Texas courts will have to refine down what actually is going on. Like they'll have to trim down the enforcement mechanism. They'll have to carve out the speech exceptions, and they'll have to see where it goes. But the other part of this that is magical, is that the Fifth Circuit goes on to say Twitter cannot claim that they are protected by Section 230. Because they are, or from these bannings specifically, because they are considering themselves and calling themselves a publisher. Not only that, they said, Twitter argued that, how do I word this? How did they word this? Twitter argued that they were the free speech place for free speech people. The Fifth Circuit started doing what Clarence Thomas had already suggested. The interesting thing about how Clarence Thomas suggested this was he suggested that this would probably need to happen through regulation. And what he suggested was sort of, it's called a common carrier. It's a common carrier classification. All right, you think of the telegram service. You think of your landline phone. You think of your cell phone. These are common carriers. All sorts of evil stuff happens by phone, right? People call up their ex-wife, you bitch, I'm going to cave your skull in. Then they drive over and do it, right? They're very terrible. They call up their drug dealer and say, hey, I want 50 pounds of meth, whatever it is. They go ahead and do these things. They do illegal activity through these all the time. A long time ago, the government's like, well, you have to convey all this stuff. So long as you don't specifically know about it, you have a duty to convey these communications and not stop people from communicating. That's part of that. And in exchange for that, we're going to give you immunity from what they do over the phone. You can't sue AT&T. Whoa, thank you, Tin Man. I'll read that in just a second. You can't sue AT&T because someone used an AT&T phone to convey a death threat or a bomb threat or something like that. So that's this common carrier classification for businesses, and we've had it forever. Before telephones, we protected telegram services in the same way. And Clarence Thomas wrote this very nice opinion about how this would possibly be a way to treat the new internet, this internet that no one really saw coming, with communications on like Facebook and Twitter's. Basically, these places could be regulated as common carriers. So you have to leave up basically all speech until you have actual knowledge that the speech is actually illegal, not unpalatable, but illegal. And that's a different sort of category. The Fifth Circuit makes an argument that some of us have actually been talking about for a while. They make an argument that Twitter has created in itself the idea that it is one of these common carriers without regulation. That Twitter's actions, holding itself out as a haven of free speech by contract, is a way to get to this sort of exception. What's up, Kurt? And by the way, guys, if you want a more thorough breakdown of this particular case, check out my man Kurt, Uncivil Law, on YouTube. He's in the chat. His channel, you guys know where he is. He's done a breakdown of this case. I haven't watched it yet. Sorry, Kurt. Haven't been watching much YouTube. But that being said, I know it's going to be thorough. It's going to be funny. And it's going to be well thought and well researched. So go check that out if you want like a full breakdown of the case. I'm just giving you the pilot's view. And the pilot's view is right up the stewardess's skirt. And that's where we're looking right now. Straight into the vagina of this decision, which says that Twitter has fucked itself. That's what Twitter has done. Twitter has decided to hold themselves out as a free speech platform and then not be one. And then that is why maybe they don't qualify for Section 230 protection on some of these removals. That's magic right there. That is absolute magic. It's lovely. It's what needs to happen. They basically said Twitter is calling themselves a publisher. Twitter is making themselves into a publisher, and as a publisher, they aren't afforded the same level of protection. Now, interestingly, Section 230 itself, by its language, does not make the distinction between publishers and non-publishers, publishers and platforms. But a lot of people have argued that maybe it should. And there's even proposals in Congress to change the law in such a way to make that a little bit more clear. But those haven't actually panned out yet. But they're saying, if you're going to call yourself a publisher, and they very specifically said Twitter is not a newspaper. If you're going to call yourself a publisher, you're not a newspaper, and you're going to advertise yourself as a place for free speech, the free speech place for free speech people, then you can't do this, and you don't get the protection that you think you have. Awesome. Fantastic. It's a wonderful decision. I'm really curious where it's going to go from here. What does it mean? It only applies to Texas right now. That's the critical aspect of this. This is a Texas state law that had a federal challenge. And this decision is only valid within the Fifth Circuit. So courts outside of the Fifth Circuit are not bound by this ruling. In fact, there may be competing decisions outside of the Fifth Circuit on similar ideas. I believe Florida tried to do a similar law. I don't know how close the language was, and they lost in their circuit. That law was deemed unconstitutional. So that being said, what we're setting up for is a Supreme Court showdown. But guess what? We've got this funny conservative majority in the Supreme Court, and they have kind of indicated that they're kind of tired of this bullshit. And weep, you fucking losers who are so mad about a 6-3 conservative majority. Weep about it. What the fuck is this? I started playing music. Weep, you motherfuckers. Be mad about it. The funny thing, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm going to read super chats in just a second and make sure we get all caught up on those. The funny thing about this the other day, they keep saying, Are they actually conservative? Well, Roberts certainly is not. But they keep saying that like it's a bad thing to have a conservative majority on the court. Well, you either have a conservative majority or a liberal majority. This is the economic breakdown of politics. You're going to end up basically, effectively, with two parties. So, and I have talked a lot about why you will always kind of end up with two-party reign, even in a multi-party system. It's just kind of how it goes. But you only have 9 seats. You got 9 seats. It's going to break down 5-4, 6-3, pretty much. It was designed with this kind of idea in mind. Like, not specifically, there weren't originally 9 justices, and Kurt and I have talked about this. I think maybe they had planned on a bigger court, more like a big circuit court, where they'd have a bigger pool of justices, and then they'd pull them. But that's not what they did. Doesn't matter. They knew this would be political. These are political appointments made by politicians, and they're approved by a different political party, and they knew that there would be friction over appointing these things. It's how it happened kind of from the beginning, but not to the degree we have today. The division wasn't as stark, I guess, kind of, maybe. That's hard to actually gauge when you really think about it. It's like, we sure the divisions weren't as stark, because they were kind of stark in like 1863. And they were kind of stark in some of those early elections where people are calling other people's children hermaphrodites and stuff like that. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The idea that these would be politically contentious seats is not strange. In fact, it goes all the way back to one of my least favorite cases, Marbury versus Madison, which was the quintessential one president trying to appoint people to positions right as he's leaving to fuck over the next guy, and the next guy coming in saying, I don't want to fill those with those idiots. I don't want to do it. And them suing and saying, no, we were appointed. We demand to be instated. That's what Marbury versus Madison was based. These motherfuckers knew from the get-go. These motherfuckers knew from the get-go that any appointments made by a president and then approved by the Senate were going to be contentious appointments that are politically motivated. Of course they were. But the idea with the court, and this is part of the lifetime appointment, is that once they're on there, they would have longevity. The court would be slow to change and hard to change. It would be kind of a ballast against the rocking ship of the House and the presidency, and then the Senate going by timelines, right? It would be a ballast against those things, that these long timelines of justices serving for 30 and 40 years would be something that would keep the rest of it in check. And the idea that they didn't think about this is just fucking insane. It's ludicrous, and it makes me want to take an axe and make a Lucas out of everyone. Anyway, that's disgusting when you think about it. Let's read these super chats. And then we're going to talk about Bouzy in a little bit. And we're going to also talk about vegetable justice. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Chris is Error says, welcome back. Amazing. Sarah 207, welcome to Paralegal Status. Jim Satala, are you in the YouTube protection program or something, hiding from the Troon Squad? Again, for anybody who missed the beginning of the stream, I'm in a hotel room. Lady Rackets has a medical procedure that she is at right now. By the way, everything's good. It's all routine, normal stuff. But as always, any medical procedure, prayers are very much appreciated. I have been a ball of nerves ever since dropping her off this morning. So, but there's really nothing crazy. It's all routine and very, very safe and fine. But, you know, I just hate any of this stuff. So hiding from the Troon Squad. No, I would never hide from the Troon Squad. I would laugh at them and well, I just kick them and they're still remaining balls. But yeah, I'm here in a hotel room. She'll be back with me. I got to pick her up in several hours here. But we'll see. In the meantime, I figured I'd stream. But yes, and no, this is not a sex swing. I wish it was. That'd be so much funnier. I don't know. I've only found one hotel room with stuff like that. And, well, it wasn't a hotel, it was an Airbnb. And I haven't ever been to the state that it's in, but I'm gonna at some point. But no, this is just, I don't know why. It's like a 4-post bed, but it's like got this metal frame that's really creaky and loud. Okay. Jake BB, hi Nick, here's some fake money because you believe Australia is fake. Well, I don't believe Australia is fake. Australia is fake. Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Let me do this different. Things have escalated. And now I'm in hiding. The threats against me have mounted. And I needed to go to a very expensive hotel room to make sure I would be okay. That's what I did. Yeah, there you go. I'm sure someone will like determine my location from this, but hopefully they'll do it after I leave. I woke up to a gun in my face. Turned out it was my phantom penis. Big Raj, thanks for the thumbs up. Ludwig World Order says big ups, Rick. Hey, thanks, buddy. The hell? Did you just this fucking thing? Oh my gosh. Stephen Cooper says, stay hydrated, raspy voice mofo. A lot of it is that I don't know what the proper volume is in a hotel room. Like, these walls are really thick. So it's not, never mind. I won't get into it. You can't hear shit in this place. So I don't think I have to be quiet, but I still don't know like what the proper volume is with these stupid earphones in. If I was on my own mic, it'd be different. Bad Dragonite, hey man, welcome to YouTube. Glad to see newcomers. I feel like it. I feel like I've been just neutered. Oh, God, I hate it. My favorite escort is Sandy Hook. Glad to see you're still alive. Those walls need some maps. I know there's so much wall space for beautiful maps. Beautiful maps can just go all over the walls. Look at it here. No, actually, I don't want to do that. I was going to take you guys on kind of a tour of the hotel room, but my phone is perched on a mic stand. And if I start moving it around, it'll be a disaster. So we're going to skip that. Darren Haviland, are you building a cage? Yes, actually, I've been lying the whole time. You know how they said that John McAfee is actually not dead? That he faked his own death and fled to Texas? Well, I imported him to Minnesota, and he's helping me build a Faraday cage over my bed. Ethan Flash says, so is Lady Rackets finally becoming a futa? Nailed it. Johnny GTO, Nick, good to see you back on YouTube. I do follow on Rumble, and don't worry, you sound and look good on this setup. Oh, hey. Thanks, Johnny. Send me your phone number. Seal77, welcome back. Eric the Red, Keffels is Minecrafted on your hotel bed, isn't it? No, dear God, if Keffels was anywhere near my hotel bed, I would have to... I can't even say the joke. Because they'd take that as some sort of threat on Keffels. I'd have to remove it from the bed and then burn the sheets, right? And I just, rough times. Medical emergency and legal loophole is risking his home, trying to raise funds for him. Use code CatnipDave at the Dragon's Treasure to help him out. So, if you guys know Catnip Dave, if you're in the community, and you also buy Dragon's Treasure tea, use Catnip Dave at checkout to go ahead and help out there. Torgo the White says, Noseman, please discuss Texas big tech ruling. We just did. Stop saying Elijah Schaefer died. Like what's up with that? um, let's see. Joshua Vidrine. Okay, I thought I was going to start me again. Joshua Vidrine says, "Don't lie, Nick. We know you're actually camped out with a rented wood chipper in the hotel across the street from Kessel's hiding place." I'm in Belfast. Look, I'm in Belfast with the globalists. Marcus Carter. Have you ever thought about running for office? Yes, but let me direct you to exhibits 1 through 2000 called My Live Streams as to why I probably should not. A self-governed democracy requires us to take on the duty of leadership ourselves, and in our absence, that void will always be filled with the corrupt. Look, running for office would be hilarious. It would also be an absolute disaster for my wife and kids, and I don't want to put them through that. Like, people can say whatever they want about me, but the shit that they would say would be, one, it'd all be a lie. I don't care. But other people who actually know me would really care about that. Plus, if you've ever met anybody who's had to run for public office, you have to travel constantly for like the entire campaign season. And I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I actually like my family. Bring the smoke. Welcome back, Nick. I sent you a DM in Discord. Would you be interested in joining me for a live? I'll cook some stuff while we BS. Maybe. What would be more fun, excuse me, I think it'd be more fun if we were both cooking something on your show, but I will respond to your DM. I'm just not sure how schedules are going to work out. Uriah Wright, great to see you're back. Number one Griff King. Hey, thank you. Thank you. By the way, I have not been able to promote, at least on YouTube, the Grifties. Grifties.com. Guys, I am getting absolutely cucked by Delete Laws and Without a Crystal Ball, Katie Joy Paulson. They are being boosted by, I think, a bot network. Maybe Bouzy. Maybe this is Bouzy's revenge. Maybe Bot Sentinel has created bots to go in and kicked them up the grifties. But man, they were. I don't know what happened. Like, Delete Laws came in and passed me, and Paulson, Katie Joy, was way down the list. And then in one day, she just goes bloop above him. So there's some really. Oh, Grifties is down. Sorry, I didn't mean to crash the website just now by saying it, but when all you guys go at the same time, it knocks it out. But I think it's bots. Just to let people know, though, that's not how the Grifties actually is decided. I believe, if I understand correctly, the Grifties, there's a panel that picks from the top whatever to pick the actual Grifter of the Year. So we'll see. Also send money. They've been doxing me. I've been doxed on the Kiwi farms, and they said mean things about me on the Kiwi farms, and they're making fun of me. I need a GoFundMe right now. I need a GoFundMe, please. I don't know how to get into Canada so I can get out of Canada. And I need to, because the police showed up in a swatting with a search warrant and knocked on my door like swattings go. And they had guns they were definitely in my face. And they called me by my dead name, Nick, when they know my name is Pope. Anyways, these fuckers. These people. Ooh. Oh. Cool Frog, welcome to Paralegal Status. Torberin, welcome to Lawyer Status. Graveyard Shift, all hail the nose and his grift. Natalie McClendon, Nick, please buy Lady Raggets a drink for me to help her get well. when she's ready for the sauce. I will. It'll be a couple days before she can have it, but I will. Ethan's dad 3D says, here's some YouTube money. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You guys into fart porn? No? Maybe that's why the career didn't work out for Lucas there. Jason McConnell, just a guess, but the dead guy talk with Duncan was about some guy in Japan, death records, etc. Nope, the Duncan stream was not flagged. Wasn't flagged at all. Also, you can't revel in the death of Bew and Near by saying that Bew and Near didn't die. There's no evidence. In fact, there's tons of evidence that Bew and Near didn't die. You can't ever prove a negative, right? Like, you can't prove someone's not dead. Unless, I guess if you have them, you can do it. But you can't prove the negative. But you can present evidence of it, like by saying, okay, so Bew Near lived in Japan, but we've checked Japan, and the Secretary of State's office for the United States keeps a running total of any Americans that die in any other country. And Japan has now produced, I think, 3 reports, 6-month reports, since Bew Near allegedly died, and no American deaths in Japan. So no death certificate has ever been presented. No, the suicide note was something that someone just said Bew wrote. Could have been anybody. And the other thing we have is there's a picture of an urn. Oh, okay. We still don't even know the name of Bew and Near. So it's literally the death of an internet persona. That's it. Like, it. People said Bew faked his own death. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the easiest thing in the world. Like, here, guys. I haven't logged into EverQuest in several years, so I could just go and like onto a forum, especially like the forum of my old guild or whatever. I don't think they still have it, but if they hypothetically did, I could have gone on and just said, yeah, this guy died. And actually it was Nancy Pelosi's fault that he killed himself. That's it. EverQuest is not gone. EverQuest is still around. What are you talking about? EverQuest 2 is down. God damn it. Yes. So anyway, you could do that and no one would know, right? Like, you could, if no one knows your identity, you can kill your internet identity really easy. All right. Anyway, next. But yeah, Bew's not dead. I'll say it. Bew Near not dead. So I can't actually. Oh, EQ2 is still going. I thought it had shut down. Bew and Near are not dead. I can't revel in their death if they're alive. That's a weird thing. But anyway, no, it was from the Kiwi Farms and Keffel stream, which is not the Duncan MacLeod stream. That one is still up, but thank you for the idea. Midnight Green 20 got a fresh Auschwitz fade for the trip. Yep. Well, we had to take the train. Malcolm Campbell says, is it time to thump the deviants into submission yet? God, I wish. Alt lag, since you mentioned Pepper Palace, I've lost all my money. Alex W, welcome back, Nick. Laughing Dog, bro, get over here to Wisconsin and live the good life like God intended. Open invitation for you and the fam any time. Well, an invitation to Wisconsin or what? To your house? Let's see. The Last Millennial. Have you made over 6 figures in 1 month on YouTube? Yes. Yes, I have. I wish I did it every month, and I'm working on it, but I've done it, I think twice. I mean, Rittenhouse and Depp. That's Rittenhouse and Depp. And these aren't secrets, by the way. This is one of the reasons I talk about income and stuff like that is, I mean, Playboard exists. Lying about it is silly. Like you can go just look at least super chat revenue. It doesn't show all of the like ads and stuff like that, but yeah, you could go check it out on Playboard like anybody. So, um, but believe me, I'm trying to get the grift up to six figures every month. That's the goal. There's no no secrets about that, and I don't know why I would try to do it any different. Um, every time I touch these fucking headphones, it starts the music. Um, okay. Spencer Mosher says, "How would you counter a ban with a new ruling?" I'm not quite sure the enforcement mechanism that Texas has against Twitter. I'll try and get into that really soon and see what it looks like. But again, remember that the enforcement, uh, and by the way, for those of you who are curious what song it is, for whatever reason, it keeps starting with Avril Lavigne's "Bite Me." And it keeps starting it at the beginning, which doesn't make sense. I don't know. But how would you counter a ban with the, oh yeah. I'll have to dig into it, but the courts are going to kind of, as the law gets implemented and then the challenges come in, they'll have to um, the courts are going to probably pare down that avenue of attack, right? Like they're gonna mold it into something. They'll create a test to determine if the law was violated. All of that stuff. That's all coming. That stuff has to happen. Squizgar, Nick, you crowding on the legal mindsets territory. Andrew's gonna sue. Oh, good. Bring it, you mother. Just kidding. Mindset is obviously a bro. He's been watching a lot of my, or he's been clipping out some of the stuff from my streams and analyzing it. Those are actually fun to watch. I enjoy them very much. So, um, yeah, I don't like streaming on other people's time that they've kind of established, but this kind of a one-off thing here where I'm here, I have this time at the hotel, nothing else is happening in my life, so that's where we are. Tin Man says, "Thank God. I was getting worried Rackets was banned on everything, or that he'd been swatted since I hadn't seen anything from him in almost a week. Enjoy the vacation and use this to buy Mrs. Rackets a drink." Um, Unfortunately, not a vacation uh, in in the real way. We're just in the Twin Cities, but yeah, hopefully, sometime soon. The next vacation that I take will probably actually have more live streaming involved. One Evil Chef says, "Needs new uncommon carrier level." Mr. Bentham, Nick, where are your Oakleys? I don't own any Oakleys at all. I have a pair of Maui Gems and I have a pair of Ray-Bans that I stole from Legal Mindset. Andrew Murrett says, "If Twitter's terms of service say we can ban anyone for any reason, does that change this?" I mean, yeah, yeah, that's specifically what the court said is they can't ban anyone for any reason. There are reasons that they cannot use. Legal Vices says, "Super chat, bitches and prayers." Hey, thanks, brother. How you doing? Shrek the Hulk, good to see you back, Nick. Where did that go? Where did that go? Damn it. Good to see you back, Nick. I've been trying to remember what's the Angel's Envy finish that you recommend. It's Caribbean Cask finished rye. Bouzy's in the chat. Oh, Bouzy, we're gonna get to your stupid ass in just a minute, you dummy. That's such a fucking idiot. Yeah, it's Angel's Envy finished rye. That is the Caribbean casks. It's fantastic. Tab 12. Thank you for the donation. Jason Angelfire, layover in Chicago. Headed back from honeymoon in Nashville. Impressed the wife by knowing whiskey. Admitted I learned it from the mall office YouTube lawyer. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I would rather be a strip mall YouTube lawyer than to be C. Bouzy. C. Bouzy is the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. It is so funny to watch. He doesn't understand speech. He doesn't understand law. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand bots. He doesn't understand Twitter. This motherfucker doesn't understand his own anus. Like, he keeps putting his fist in there, then pulling it out and going, "This isn't chocolate. Oh, God, what is this?" He keeps doing it. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. And he blocks everybody and then just bitches about them like a whiny fucking cunt behind his block wall. Bouzy, just unblock me, DM me, come on the show. I'll talk to you about whatever. Whatever you want to talk about. Don't worry. I can donate to your bankruptcy relief fund if we need to. Like, what do I have to do? What do I have to do, Bouzy? Bring it, buddy. DM me. You know where I am. I know you do because you sit there and you stare at it all the time and you talk about it and you like screenshot my you can't just quote tweet me. I know, because you gotta screenshot it because you're a pussy who blocked. That's the problem. But if you want to talk, just call me, girl. It's cool. It's cool. Honda 420, find out today if I have cancer or just a tooth thing going on today at 3:30. Wish me luck. Well, shit. I hope it's a tooth thing and not cancer. Oh my God. Like, well, I got two options. Oh, what are your two options? What, you going to get checked out? Yeah, well, it could be a cavity or cancer. Well, holy shit. Oh, brother, I hope it's going well for you. I hope it's going well for you. I hope everything works out. Jesse Bear 2115. Barnes made the argument that the Texas law applies nationwide because anyone you ban censors the information. That'd be fun, but you'd only be able to bring the suit and have the precedent enforceable in the Fifth Circuit. So kind of a challenging aspect to it because the other circuits wouldn't be bound by the Fifth Circuit's decision. Oh, just hit just refresh if it's slow. Just refresh. It's all good. I'm on cell phone internet and I'm in a city and I'm in a hotel room. Yeah. Okay. Tin Man says, sorry to hear about Miss Raggets. Hope she can enjoy that drink soon. Oh, she's fine. Everything's okay. Very routine stuff. It's just, I just don't like, I'm not a big fan of having to go into a doctor at all. Todd Sullivan, thank you for the sticker. Aussie Overlord says, can we see the sheets, for research purposes? Yes, I don't want you to dox my sheets. Locknav Livok, ask Law and Lumber to build you a swing. Corrupt him. No, wait, why would I do that? There's that guy in, I can't ever remember his screen name. If you're here, buddy, shout me out. There's the Australian guy who makes the wood adult toys. I don't know how else to say it. Although I don't think he makes a swing. Demonstrate your new I don't have the electric butt plug. I saw it and I was like, nah, I don't get it. Okay. Adam Trapp, as a hotel maintenance engineer, I know which hotel chain you're in. Should have gone to an IHG property. Adam Trapp, you do not actually, because I'm not in a chain hotel. I'm in a boutique hotel. This is 1% life, baby. We're not in hotel chains here. Brandon Reeves. No, actually, it's just I've decided to go kind of all in. Normally, I just stay at like a Hilton, or not a Hilton, like a Hampton Inn. That's where I tend to stay. But the room's actually not small. It's pretty good size. But no, it's I normally stay at like a Hampton Inn, but we were going to be here for a couple days, and Lady Raggets had to go to surgery, so it's like, well, let's stay in a nice place. Brandon Reeves, thank you for the donation. RB, could states expand state civil rights laws to include political affiliation, speech, beliefs, practices, like many did for LGBT rights? I feel yes, they could. They just have to determine what those are. The only way those have been enforced, California being the main state with the state that I'm most familiar with, is the one. California has that, but it was only enforced for pro-gay speech back in like the 60s. That's it. Everything else that has really been tried, even though the law is ambiguously written, the case law around it has pretty much pared it down to that, which is kind of weird. Kind of weird that that's allowed. Let's see. Isari1102 wonder if Zuckerberg let that little slip on Rogan to be in a better position to haggle with any future cases versus Facebook. Give Lady Raggets my love and buy her some ice cream, whatever kind she wants. I will do so, absolutely. Twisted Puppet Conductor, we have a problem. Wolf Runner 999, 30 months a member on here. Thank you. Says, hey man, hope Lady Raggets recovers fast. And welcome back. Summer up. Texas versus Twitter in one sentence, go. Twitter got fucked by Texas. There. That's summed up. Darcy, happy to have you back. I helped my kids get into a house today. It's a good day. Good thoughts to Lady Rackets. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good thoughts to your kids on their new endeavor, getting assuming it's like a new ownership of a house, which is always a disaster. So hope they enjoy that. OGG, by the way, we do have the Christopher Bouzy topic is coming up. I'm reading through super chats to catch up, but I want to let people know that we still have the Bouzy topic because I still have about an hour left. OGG says, good to see you are alive. Prayers for the missus. The Field, I tried to join the chat on the unmentionable site, but it kept asking me to confirm my email. Please go on EFAP to law explain how bad She-Hulk is at the law. Also, monarchs are lame. Good news. Good news. I will be on EFAP. I believe tentatively October 8th. That is tentative October 8th for EFAP. And yes, She-Hulk is the topic. So that means I have to go watch it, which is worse. It's gonna be terrible. Madcore Mofo says, hail Rick Hada, welcome back, mate, and good luck. Hey, thanks, man. Really appreciate that. EMT2666 says, missed you. Yes, you were live, but I was in Alaska and wasn't using electronics. Oh, cool. Hope you enjoyed your trip. Talking Trash and Truth gifted 5 memberships. Thank you for that. We're almost here. I think down to, yeah, we're getting close to the end of these, and so then we can resume. When am I doing the Elijah Schaffer show? Up in the air right now. I have a scheduled show with him, but I'm not sure if he'll be back streaming at that point. I don't know. If he is, we'll do it. If not, we'll just do it at the earliest opportunity. Popcorn Planet invited Mr. Bouzy to his life. Oh, okay. Praz says, you smooth brains need to follow Nick on Locals so when he gets banned next time, you will know where to find him. That is a good advice. That is good advice. ricadalaw.locals.com. Also, you get exclusive live streams over at Locals. It's a lot of fun. Capricious Tyrant says, insert welcome back message here. Oh, I'll insert something there. Super Kami Guru says, this is new, testing it out. Also, it is a sex swing. Okay. It's a giant sex swing. They don't look like that. They don't look like that. Fun times. Welcome to Lawyer Status. Sandy Nichols, Boozy Bucks, Silky Johnson. Nick, you think Lucas, the Troon Juice pusher, has a cock-shaped teddy bear he cuddles when he's upset to calm him and remember better days? Holy shit, yes. How do I know what they look like? I have one. What are you talking about? Obviously. Who doesn't? You don't have one? Go get one. Uh, let's see. Far Side SC. Get to the next topic already? No, fuck you, sweet and sour pork. I'm going to read more super chats first. This is a grift. Farside SC says, "Hi Nick, accept my friend request on Discord. You wanted help handling super chats, and I'm trying, but I can't unless you help me help you." Farside, yes. And Soder sent me your message. I haven't been on Discord because every time I open it, I get post-traumatic stress of going in my own Discord. Fac Uniga says, "Lucas will never be a woman. Personally, I think it would be great if we got multiple super chats reaffirming this truth every stream from now until he joins the 55%. Whoa. Wow. Pinochet's helicopter tour says, "I've asked you this before under a different name. Say a database was created of names and addresses of federal employees, politicians, elites, and families who could be labeled as having corrupted blood. Would it be constitutional?" It gets very, very touchy. Yes, probably. But it really, really depends on all the language around it. And most importantly, I don't recommend it. I highly recommend not doing that. There's lots of stuff you can legally do that will get the FBI to go roto-rooter on your ass every opportunity they get. So I would be very, very careful with something like that. But is it constitutional? Probably. But they can do a lot of constitutional shit to fuck with your life. Or they just have you killed. One of those things. Starshine sent hashtag Bouzy bucks. Hey, Bouzy, if you didn't know, my lawyer registration is not under Ricada law either. Sorry, I'm concealing my name. Oh my God. Daniel, did you know Shad Brooks and Jezza are brothers? Who the fuck are Shad Brooks and Jezza? Laughing Dog, I was a lifer in Minnesota, so I got to show off what I found in Western Wisconsin and show other cool people. Oh, I gotcha. Edward M. Lockwood, grape Bouzy with a David's claw from Aussie Overlord. Ask Hayden for website. Oh, okay. Colostomy Bag says hashtag playing for Ronda 420. I think he means E-Honda 420. Tab 12, Nick, your doppelganger is a soccer player named Francisco Acerbi. Oh, am I a fucking Spaniard? Oh, that'd be terrible. Law Nerd Clips. Nick, is that you, old friend? It is. It is me. It's been so long since I have seen you live streaming in 720p. F. Keffels for mass flagging you, and Lucas still needs to stay away from kids. For a savage edit, please say, "I don't fuck with you." Hope that helped. Cosplays, cons, and cuisine, etc. Hey, Rackets, glad to see you on YouTube. Working on getting the weight off, and gave a goal of 1 year to lose 15 pounds. More would be nice too. I don't know how big you are, but in a year, 15 pounds is certainly doable. Unless you're Eugenia Cooney. That she maybe would have trouble losing 15 pounds in a year. C Hoodie, CL Hunter. Hey Nick, I can't in good conscience do YouTube membership no more since they keep suspending you. By the way, I thank you for everybody who does join on YouTube members, but I would prefer people to join on locals. I really would, rather than the YouTube memberships. But people join, I'm certainly going to thank them. But I fully understand. I'll give super chats here and there, but I only support on locals for now since YouTube sucks. Perfectly fine. 100% acceptable for me. Thank you. I love seeing you over on locals. And again, more locals live streams are always on the menu because I just have a ton of fun doing them. Quingnem, why would anyone attack multiple lawyers without a squeaky clean record and not verifying things he posted? Isn't that asking for a defamation lawsuit? Well, but see, Bouzy has this defense against defamation where he goes, Your Honor, I'm retarded. And what are we supposed to do? And we're like, well, now we're picking on him. Now it's like a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Making fun of this guy. That's no fun. What? And no court would believe he was competent. Let's see. DOGE. Recatus Booty Goon for hire. Nick, get a black light and see if the walls say Drex was here. You know this. Glad to see you on here again. I have a black light. It's put away right now. But I don't use it for... Not Nick Fuentes. I don't use a black light for cum hunting. I know the beds are terrible at hotels. I have it for fun. Sludge Baninsky says, hey, haven't seen you live in a while. You can thank Susan for that. I went to an Elton John concert last night and spent all day today running errands. It's been a fun weekend. Oh, fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's see. Starbright, glad to see you back on YouTube. Ridiculous BS, glad you're not backing down. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I've got an angry idiot who's really, really hoping to get me removed because now Bouzy has positioned himself as the Twitter police, even though he's functionally idiotic. Now he's gonna determine what YouTube channels are bot accounts or something, like as if there's not a person sitting there like talking, as if that doesn't happen. Like he's gonna try and Bouzy is going to transfer his Twitter incompetence to YouTube, and I can't wait to see what he comes up. Bubble says Bouzy Bucks heart, let the hate flow through him. Kyle Bogue. Damn, this connection is pretty brutal right now, isn't it? Kyle Bogue, I'm in Philly for the Vikings game tonight. Skull Vikings. Also, I know you're busy and the season is winding down. Maybe we'll have to get that golf in next year. Welcome back, bud. Kyle, we'll see. We'll see. I gotta figure out what we've got. Like I just looked at my stream. Oh my god! Wow. Is it really that? Are we in 8-bit? What the fuck is going on? That's terrible. Whew. Jeez. Oh, it's clearing up. Oh, thank the Lord. Wow. Yeah, Kyle, I really want to do the round of golf. I will have to see about actually being able to get out here for that. But Finnegan Chief, Hope Lady Rackets' tubal ligation is a success. I don't know what a tubal ligation is, but that's not what's going on. Mike Bennett, yes, I can finally do the milestone chat. Hey, thank you, Mike. Hey, y'all, when are you doing the Dominic Black live stream binga? Which Dominic Black live stream? Dominic Black fell on some tough times. I think he got hooked on some substances or something like that. Mike Lombardo, welcome back to YouTube. Rackets, your stream last week with Medium Smart was fucking hilarious. I pray for a quick recovery for Lady Rackets. Thank you. Mothership, happy to see you back. King of Griffs. PB&J. Nick, try a pull-up from that post. I can do one pull-up from that post. One. Right now. Maybe two, but I don't know. I'm not going to do it on a live stream. Donkey Howdy, I skipped the gym to watch this comeback stream. Please shame the hell out of me. And of course, welcome back. You skipped the gym? You skipped the gym? No. You get for a live stream? Oh, wait, you sent money? No. Shame you. Welcome, King. Sausage Lord, howdy, Nick. Destiny is releasing a Keffel's manifesto soon. Hope you two will expose her for the fraud that he is. Some conflicting pronouns in there. Richard Grubber, is Lady Rackets' procedure getting a Nick-shaped pain out of her butt? Yes. Actually, I had to. My procedure is next where they reattach it. Cheryl Fodel, praying for Lady Rackets and you. Hey, thank you, Cheryl. Edward M. Lockwood, will think about locals, but glad you're back. Thank you, Edward. Suzanne C., do you think Destiny will sue Keffels? I have no idea. I have no idea. Here's a problem. Like, someone is going to sue these people. At some point, this is going to sound terrible, so I probably shouldn't say it. At some point, when the law and the platforms don't actually protect the creators from this false bullshit, someone is going to get hurt. And that's just the reality of how this stuff works out. Ty and I have talked about this. When justice is absent, people make their own justice. And that gets really, really terrifying. Got like 2 super chats, and then we're back to Bouzy talk. Mike Oxsmall says, "Get your crap together, Boomer. I'm sick of this 20p resolution." It's actually in 4K. It's your bitch ass eyes. That's the problem. Your eyes are broken. Stick forks in them or whatever. Graham Bradley, glad you're back. What happened with Dumpster Bros? It's pushed to 2023. We'll be covering it when it happens. Joe, I'm watching this at the gym. Never skip exercising. See Goody. Reminder, Nick loves getting emails. Send all your definitely not spam to ricada.org. Welcome back, Nick. Oh, thank you, See Goody. I'll have a gift for you soon. It's a mortar. Eva Meyer, welcome to Paralegal Status. And Steve C., here's some Bouzy bucks and bonus for the Minecraft stream. Hey, thank you. All right, here we go. Nina Infinity, hi Rackets. Hope the wifey is doing well. Well, I assume so. I haven't gotten any emergency phone calls, so I think everything is going very well. Cheryl Fodel, Locals member here, buy Locals coins from the browser. Still praying. Thank you. Yes, if you do buy stuff on Locals, even the membership, do it through your browser. Don't do it through the phone. Once you have the membership on the browser, use the phone app all you want. But any purchases, do them through the browser. You'll save some money, or you'll get more for your money. More Unbreaded Havoc, Bouzy bucks for the Pope. Thank you. Hey, y'all. Dominic, update with what Photo Chad said and how to help. Okay, I'll have to check on that. I'll have to check on that. Okay, here we go. Let's talk Bouzy. I know you guys have been following this C Bouzy drama. I know you've been following it because it's pervasive. It's going all over the place. The funny thing is, I saw Pat here say that he lives rent-free in LawTube's heads. Well, Bouzy, guess what? I'm not LawTube, motherfucker. I'm the fucking Pope. Okay? So, I'm not LawTube here. You may live rent-free in LawTube's heads, but I think actually, we all live rent-free in yours, is what I think is going on. Because, like, you blocked me and I forgot you existed until all of this sudden you started popping up everywhere talking about all sorts of bullshit. And you're talking about my man Nate the lawyer, who, by the way, is actually a lawyer. Nate is, I think by now you know that he's actually a lawyer, but like the idea that you thought he wasn't is so much more a reflection on you than anybody else. But you picked the wrong targets, homie. You went after like Ian Runkle, the nicest guy on the fucking planet, so Canadian he apologizes for being right. Like, you went after that guy. Why would you go after Ian Runkle? Again, another easy to verify lawyer. And you go after him. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you pick? The target was sitting in front of you the entire time. I'm glad you finally found it. It's me. Because I'll make your wildest dreams come true. Bouzy. I'll roast you on a rotisserie like a chicken, buddy. Anytime. We can talk about your incompetence constantly. We can talk about how all your data, all your bot sentinel data on Amber Heard, so incorrect. You'd think they base an election around it. God, it was embarrassing. That had to be a low point for you, right? Like when you saw that data come in and no one believed it for a second because it was so stupid. It was like so bad that no one out there believed it. I mean, I'm sure literally the millions of people who saw you obliterated live were like, they're all just bots, right? Like they were just number pumping. The funny thing is the biggest streams were on law and crime, and none of those people believed you either. So it's not like there was some YouTuber or some personality directing them to disagree with the data. It was just how bad the data was. It was just how weak your research was. It was just how incompetent you are. And sir, the best thing about incompetence is that it is pervasive and it is extensive and it just won't quit. And I know you. I know I've seen people like you over and over. You got that little taste, right? Right? Like the media came up and they're like, see Bouzy. For just a second, they gave that little booty hole a little tickle. And you're like, ooh, I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to keep doing what I do because they were intoxicated by a wave of other stuff. That's the best part. It was never your data, buddy. You fit the narrative. They did the backwards angle research. And trust me, I know you know about backwards angles, but that's not what I'm talking about. What they did is they came to a conclusion based on a populist sentiment. And they worked backwards to find what fit the narrative, and that was you. Well, it only works out from time to time. Usually it doesn't. And I think you're finding out right now what it looks like when it doesn't work out. But I've seen your kind. I've dealt with them. I'm on YouTube, buddy. It is full of people who got that weird incidental tonguing, and then it goes away like that. It goes away. You get real popular real fast. And then pretty soon, you're going to be back to the bankruptcy, bitch. You're going to have to go back. It's like, I'm going to get Trump to build a wall over the financial hurdle and we'll just toss you back over. Like, because you'll have to go. Because your product is shit. And that's the bottom line. There's nothing else to say about it. You can't keep shilling a shit product. Again, you might get a brief spurt of attention. The stars might align for a second, but longevity in business requires something else. And in this business of media and social media, because let's just be honest with what you are, Bouzy. You're just a whore like the rest of us. You just have a different medium that you think you can sling and people will scoop it up. But longevity in this game of social media, where attention spans are 1.5 seconds long, requires a little bit more. It requires you to have something tangible at the end of the day. And what's tangible isn't always what you're selling. But what's tangible is that thing that keeps people coming back. And for you, there's just nothing. Because not only does your product suck, but you suck. Your tweets aren't funny. They're not witty. You sound like a perpetual victim. You're surrounding yourself with retarded victims. Victims of other people's tragedies over and over and over again. Bouzy, do you notice that the people who you're surrounding yourself with aren't successful either? That people don't keep going back to them either? That all they have is some story about how somebody wronged them? That's literally it all the time? Sound kind of like Amber right now? Remembering that Amber, it's always someone else. Someone else did this to Amber Heard. Someone else did this to Amber Heard. Bouzy, the question you got to ask yourself if you want to get into this this back and forth social media diss track is whether you could do this, is whether you can throw the proverbial mud in 144p and still have everybody keep watching. Because your tweets aren't going anywhere, brother. You've got absolutely no personality to back up your lack of business model. And that's the problem. It's the problem. It's also the solution because, like, you don't even realize it. That makes it even better. you can't even see all of the loss that you have. But that being said, I mean, keep it up. Keep coming after people who put our credibility and credentials on the line every single stream. We say things. We talk about things. You could go back and look. You could take the track records. We get some stuff right. We get some stuff wrong. What is fantastic about what we do is that we're always measured all the time. You get measured when someone pays attention. And the benefit for you is that almost no one ever does. But for us, it's every day. It's every single day. We have to own our mistakes. And if we make enough of them, if people find that what we said about something was just completely out of line, then we just lose. But notice who hasn't lost. We're all still around. Not only that, we're growing. And guess what? As time goes on, I think you're going to see that we keep growing and you keep shrinking. Okay. So, roast finished, I guess. Real quick, let's talk about this Bouzy guy. So Bouzy's been going after Ian Runkle. He's been going after Nate the lawyer. And now he's turning his rickety attention on me, which is fine. But he's out here. This is the same thing, everybody. This is why the playbook isn't unique. This is why the playbook is so boring. He's doing the same thing everybody else does. Well, they're on YouTube. They must be fake lawyers or whatever. We must be something else. They must be. They can't, because if they're lawyers, then they might be, and they're right about something. Well, then, oh shit! Like, I guess something's wrong. I don't know why people think that. By the way, lawyers are right and wrong about issues all the time, and they don't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if the lawyer's right or wrong on an issue. Defense attorneys are right defending clients who go to prison. Prosecutors are right prosecuting bad guys that walk free. Like, it happens it's constant. Because there's another asshole in the room disagreeing with you, and all you got to do is convince somebody, either a judge or a jury, that you're the right one in the situation. That's the game. That's hookup. I wonder why, why did the camera go so fucking broke? The camera must have gotten woke. I wonder if I can. Should we try it? Should we risk connecting to the hotel Wi-Fi? Oof. That could be a disaster. What's going on with this? We could try it. Okay. No! Everybody left! No! We're back! We're back! Oh, damn it. Dropped a bunch of people. But hopefully it's better. Okay, the Wi-Fi is connected now. So there we go. Okay. There we are. Anyway, Bouzy's playing by the regular playbook. It's the same thing we see every time. It's fake lawyers, fake opinions, performative. No shit, motherfucker, we're performative. It's our literal job to perform. Like we tell jokes. We have to be, because law is boring. But everybody thinks law is black and white. The worst part is when you get Twitter lawyers thinking that law is black and white. The law is this. The law says that. The law means this. People change this every single day. They run contra to the law narrative all the time. They have to. Because otherwise the law would just be, right? Like you just stamp it out. You'd stamp out the cases constantly. But that's not how it works. And it's obviously not how it works. But law is boring in that respect. But the interesting parts of it, the interesting parts of law are where we get to wiggle our way into the nooks and crannies, where we get to come up with theories and ideas that might be used to change the law or might be used to surprise people with a decision. Like Ken Paxton in Texas. I would love to go back. I don't know how to do this. Maybe Bouzy could do something useful. I'll hire you, Bouzy, if you want to do this for me. I want you to go back and find every law Twitter commentary about Texas versus Twitter. I want you to, that's what I want. I want the commentary from all of these motherfuckers before this decision came down. And I want to watch all of them say, Twitter censoring people is Twitter's speech. Bar none, there's no way around it, and they're 100% justified in doing it. That's what I want. I want the survey, and every one of them is wrong. The courts just said every one of them is incorrect, and all of them said, I can tell you, because they've been telling me this every time I mention that there's, 230 might not be an absolute shield. The publisher platform thing, they all reject that, by the way. They all reject the publisher platform thing. All of these people who are the real lawyers or whatever, which just means the lawyer so-and-so agrees with, they're all wrong. And by the way, I was wrong too, not because I thought my theory about it was wrong, but because I didn't think a court would ever actually find this way. I think it's the right move. I don't think that Twitter can just kick anybody off. And I love the icing on the fucking cake was when the court said that Twitter would be able to ban LGBTQ speech just because one of their employers might not like those people. Magnificent. Fantastic. You got to frame it in that way. Otherwise, retards don't understand. But that being said, why are you standing? Take a seat. If I sit down, then I have to drop the camera. I'm not going to do that. That said, I think, aren't you running risks by streaming on YouTube? No. I mean, I'm just doing my... Anyone can try and strike my channel. They do all the time. They do all the time. There's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing I can do to stop them from trying to strike existing videos or new videos. All I can do is be me. And I can fight against the strikes that I have, and I am still fighting against those. Still working on them. I have a couple avenues left to try and get them removed. That being said, I mean, in the meanwhile, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just what it is. But you can't live your life in fear. In anything, like you just can't live your life in fear. Could you become a resident of Texas? Funny that Actually, my show is owned by an entity. Guess where it's organized? Guess that I did that years ago. Um, yeah, so my entity that owns this show is actually a Texas resident. So there you go. We'll see what happens with that. Uh, anyway, it's and the best part is I just did that to fuck with people. Um, but turns out it might have been wise for other reasons. Um, yeah. You can't live in fear of what other people might do because they might do it anyway. So you just work. You work and you do it and hope it turns out for the best. You don't own this. I mean, I own the entity that owns the show. But it's just an LLC, right? It's just an LLC. So, but it's my LLC. Did I register in Texas for that reason? No, I think I can safely say this because I'm pretty sure statute of limitations have run on all of this stuff. I had a great plan because I planned to be sued by some really fat people down in Texas, right? And I knew what they were going to do. They were going to sue me over what I do on here, right? And so I created an LLC in Texas that owned what happens here because they were going to try and sue me federally to get around anti-SLAPP. But I thought it would be really funny when I had then got to remove the case from federal court back to a Texas state court because they're suing my LLC and then apply the TCPA back against them. To me, that was peak fucking comedy. Like that was, and I was just waiting. I was like, please, come on, just do it, you fucking dummies. Just try. just do it. I'm gonna absolutely dry hump you into oblivion with the TCPA. But they never did. And now I think they're probably long past their statute of limitations. So anyway, it was supposed to be a big reveal. It was supposed to be a big reveal when they eventually served me that that's what was going to happen. Yeah, I have these long game grifts, guys. And I didn't get to use it, and I'm so mad. I'm so mad. But okay, we're done with the main. We're done with the main topics, I think. Now we got to talk about one more thing: freedom of speech in the form of vegetable justice. In the form of vegetable fucking justice. Vegetable justice. If you don't know what it is, I tweeted out vegetable justice. So if you don't know what vegetable justice is, it's a booth at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival and other Renaissance festivals. I think they're all owned. I have no idea. But it's a guy who's in stocks, right? Like a wall with holes for his head and hands. That's all you can typically see. And people come up and they pay money to throw tomatoes at this guy. And what he does is he stands there and insults the people who come up, or anybody who's hanging around. He makes fun of them. And my God, they're brutal. They're just absolutely vicious. There is no joke that is too far. Ricada's dream job, you have no idea. You have no idea. I'm gonna tell you some vegetable justice jokes, okay? Because I was dying. I was dying watching this. I haven't been to the Ren Fest in years, and it's all I do. It's all I do is I go. I try to get a turkey leg. You couldn't get a turkey leg this year unless you want to wait in line for 30 to 40 minutes. Um, so I didn't even get a turkey leg this year. But normally I will go. I'll just get a turkey leg and I'll go to Vegetable Justice. And then the rest of my time at Renfest is walking around buying whatever Lady Rackets asked me to buy if I can afford it, which is expensive. But all I want to do is go to Vegetable Justice. Like I don't care. Like I know there's shows. I know people are like, oh, I love puking snot. Go do that all day. The wenches who wash like the laundry wenches or whatever, which is I think that's just women. Like go watch those shows. You do that. Stay away from my tomatoes, you motherfuckers. Please just stay away. I don't do anything. And actually, one of the viewers actually came out. We were supposed to go Saturday. And there were a couple people who were going to be there, and unfortunately, I couldn't go Saturday. We had to drive back home and back out here, and it killed the entire fucking day. But so we went Sunday, and one of the viewers did come out. Yes, I know I've got a hard exit soon. One of the viewers did come out and hang out. It was great. And I was explaining to them, I'm like, no, I only do Vegetable Justice. That's all I do is watch Vegetable Justice. I don't throw tomatoes. I don't do anything. I just watch and listen to these guys make fun of people. And it is so pure. And they were laughing because they didn't realize that when I say that's all I do, that's what I mean. That's all I do at Renaissance Festival. If it was just Vegetable Justice, I would pay the same amount, $26 a person, and I would sit there for hours. Oh God, it's so great. Anyway, so let me tell you some of the jokes. Let me tell you some of the jokes because you have to understand what happens here. So, woman comes up, and the guy, like when I walk up, the guy isn't in the stocks. He's actually out in front. So he's fully in front of it. I didn't video it because you couldn't fucking hear anything. And I wanted to live stream from the Renfest, but the connection was so bad, it's too many people. So he's standing out in front. He's got a plastic wiffle ball bat, right? And so he's like hitting tomatoes and stuff as they come at him and making fun of people. And this woman comes up and he runs behind a stack of tomato boxes. And she throws like an embarrassing caricature of a woman throwing, right? Just straight into the fucking ground. And he stands up and he says, Miss, are you a lesbian? Is this the first time you've missed box in your entire life? And that's when you know, like, it's going to start. Like, it's going to be great. And then he goes, here, let me help you with your normal aim. And he lays down on the ground and just spreads his legs wide open. And she's throwing. And she can't hit him to save her life. She's like 10 feet away. She can't hit him at all. So he goes, ma'am, at the end of this, we'll be just like each other because we'll both be covered in seed. Oh, God, that's how it starts. This is how it starts. So some other people go, and then the black guy shows up. Then the black guy shows up, and this is where the roasts get real spicy, real fast. The first thing he says is, oh, sir, I'm so glad you're here. Now you have a chance to hit a white guy and get away with it. And you're like, no, 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 no. And then he's like, ooh, this is like a role play, except this time you're the police. He's like, watch out, I have a gun. And oh my God, he's just going to town on this dude. It was the guy. It's like, sir, if I cut off one of your dreadlocks and roll it up and smoke it, we'll get everybody high. It's just non-stop jokes. And the best, everybody is laughing. The dude who's throwing the tomatoes is laughing. Everybody's fucking laughing. No one went, oh my. No one stormed away angry. Nobody fucking cares. Never. They didn't care. And I tweeted one of the jokes out and autocorrect fucked me. But he says, so and you're made to miss with these tomatoes. First of all, they're Roma tomatoes. They punch out the core and they cut them in half. One of those two. So for kids, I think they cut them in half. For adults, they punch out the core so that when you get hit by a tomato, you don't get like it be getting hit almost like by a golf ball, because tomatoes have really high tensile strength on the skin and a lot of water inside them. It's like throwing a rock. So they do that. So these things fly all over the place. You're almost always missing. So he's just whipping these tomatoes. This guy is throwing hard, right? He's throwing tomatoes and keeps missing. And the guy goes, sir, you'd have a better time hitting me if I was a fat woman with a Tim Burton tattoo. Oh my God. A fat chick, he said. A fat chick with a Tim Burton tattoo. And the guy goes to throw the next tomato, goes, damn it. He just bursts out laughing. Like he couldn't stop. It was too good of a joke. It was the purity of comedy was personified in this scrawny motherfucker. But then he topped it. Because this guy is like ribs. I mean, he is rail thin. And he goes, sir? Because everybody goes, ooh, like they kind of laugh, do the ooh or whatever, and they're all laughing. He goes, sir, you think that's bad? Wait till you see my Anne Frank impression. And he turns sideways and sucks his stomach back to his fucking spine. I lost it. I was laughing so fucking hard. It was like, you can't. Even I'm like, you can't do this. You cannot do this. You can't drop these jokes. It was magical. It was magical. And the jokes cut in all directions. They cut in all directions. Fat guy goes up and he's throwing tomatoes. He misses everyone. And the guy's like, sir, I thought you'd be better at games involving food. Fantastic. Pretty good fat joke. I think you should have followed up with, plus, you're used to throwing vegetables away from you, right? Like, I think he should have followed up with that. This is all he does. Little kids, makes fun of little kids. Little girl walks up. She's probably 6, right? Little girl, she's got glasses, and she goes up to him and he goes, oh, hey, you know that sounds, those sounds that keep coming from mommy's room when daddy's at work? The first thing he says, this little kid walks up. Oh my God. There's a little chunky motherfucker. I don't know, probably 8 or whatever. And he's throwing, he's missing constantly. He goes, guy says, bet that kid would have done better if he could have put all his weight behind every throw. Oh! Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe at Vegetable Justice. It is pure. It is something to be protected. It is like a newborn baby that you want to shield from every harm that the world wants to throw at it. And if you've never been to a Renaissance festival and seen it, I urge you to go. Go to one. Go to one and just sit down and revel in the fact that this is still happening. It's still there. And no one can stop these people. No one should. And my God, if they ever tried to, we should rise up with axes and torches and pitchforks and save these based men of justice. Because the world has forgotten what jokes are. Get one of these on video when you go again. Unfortunately, it's going to be like next year. But there are videos of various vegetable justices you can watch. They exist. They're on YouTube. You can find them from different state fair or from different Renaissance festivals. But it was just so refreshing to just sit there and laugh at joke after joke. This older woman came up. Oh, damn it. Started up the fucking song again. This older woman comes up, probably in her 50s, and she had massive tits. Just giant breasts. And he just immediately, ma'am, I love you. And starts with the hello nurse jokes. And she throws one. It goes nowhere, of course. She can't do anything. And so then he starts, he's like, you need to warm up first. So she starts like rolling her arms and bouncing like this. He's like, thank you, God. He's just dying. But she's getting into it too. Like he's just making fun of her. Well, and also worshiping her giant breasts. And she's like, oh God, I can't even describe some of the stuff. She's like rubbing the tomatoes on her vagina or whatever. She goes up and she hugged him, and he was very happy about that. It was just great. It's just fantastic. It's this place where inappropriateness, like, overtly sexualizes this woman straight out the gate. Everything he said was sexual harassment. Every single thing was sexual fucking harassment. Nobody cared, and they brought their kids, and they sat down and laughed and watched it, and the kids are laughing, and everybody's fucking happy. Damn it! Oh, Radioactive Llama Pajamas got it right. That is America. That's fucking America. Ugh. And we can't have it anywhere else. We can't have it anywhere else. But it exists at Renaissance festivals. Please go. Please go check them out. If you go to the Minnesota one, go to Vegetable Justice. Just enjoy yourself. I can't vouch for any other one. I can't vouch for any. I'm sure they're very similar, but I can't vouch for any other one. The one here is very good. All right. I'm going to read the rest of the super chats because I do have a hard off pretty soon. And I gotta get out of here and be ready to go pick up Lady Rackets. Okay. Wrist or crap? Do a pull-up on stream. Safety, please. Don't want you to accidentally off yourself. No, I'm not going to do a pull-up on stream. It's weird. It's weird. Sad Boy SBE, welcome to Paralegal Status. Anonymous. Nick, here is $5 to upgrade your AOL dial-up internet connection. Wait, Nina says, you should have gone up. I want to hear his jokes about you. Well, they would be good. I'm sure they'd just be about my noodly pathetic arms. But when the... oh my God. One of the other jokes he said to the black guy, he said so many of them. He said, sir, we have one thing in common. Neither of us truly know who our fathers are. It was like, Jesus! Over and over and over. Oh, God. Okay. Kick Jack says, can you get refunded for Kickstarter desk and buy another? Probably. I'm still hoping that they come through, but I'm about 5 seconds away because some actually fully established and reputable companies have started selling the similar types of desks. Sniffer in Chief says, sorry to dox, but we all know where you're at. He's in the Epstein suite. That's bedpost is meant for unaliving because he unalived himself. Dispatch Indirect. Here's some Bouzy bucks to buy more internet tubes or to get a time machine, go back and get your parents together. Eva Mayer. Join to celebrate you being back and me getting my law degree today. Awesome. Thanks for the locals and Rumble streams while being banned. Oh, thank you, Ava. Ava, however you go. Congratulations on that. That's awesome. Deep Surface. Bouzy wrote his program on an Obama phone. Wrecked. Mandy Karavich's Nick's nose is sucking up all the bandwidth. That's true. True, not a shot, but a bad pressure, bad calf care. Says, here's some Bouzy bucks. Prayers for Lady Raggets. Thank you. Mo Farmer. Amish farmer in Pennsylvania needs covered and needs help. See my regular chat. I can't see your regular chat, but I know who you're talking about, and I'll see if I can get some coverage on them, because what's happening to them is pretty crazy. See Goody, welcome to super lawyer status. Mo, the other day I learned you're one of those horrifying monsters who try to bring their toddler into strip clubs and rooftop bars to annoy other guests. I am shook. Didn't want to bring them to annoy other guests. We just had nowhere else to bring them. They weren't a toddler. They were an infant in a stroller. Stephen Cooper, of all the boomer traps in the world, you fall into this one. Mario Carter 13, life advice, don't debate the marketplace of ideas with communists who don't believe in actual marketplaces. Super Iron Bob, Bouzy is trying to insert himself as the censorship platform for social media companies. This Fifth Circuit decision is devastating to his current business model. Verdigris Rookie says, welcome back, Nick. Good to see you on here again, though I'm also following on locals in case of more YouTube fig shenanigans. Thank you. Magician Sapphire, you can't out-grift a grift, out-lawyer a lawyer, and bread the unbreaded. When will these people ever learn? They never will. They never will. Nylock 7, those are store-bought shipping tomatoes. Those things aren't real tomatoes and are bred to be rocked. Real tomatoes bruised by just touching them. Oh yeah, well, there you go. Stogies and boomsticks. Welcome back, Nick. Thank you. Magician Sapphire, hashtag vegetable justice. Ascot Man, hold up. Which Renaissance festival was the vegetable justice guy at? I had to see the guy roast people in person. Sounds hysterical. Minnesota, the Minnesota one. And me04120 says, I turned myself into a Pixel Morty. I'm Pixel Nick. There you go, guys. I turned myself into a Pixel Morty. I'm Pixel Nick. That was the... you're supposed to have a comma after the first pixel there. Okay. All right, guys. That's the show for this afternoon. If I can do... Ryan, I've seen your nonsense. I know. I know. This hotel's fucking my life up. If I can do a show tonight, I will. I don't think it's going to happen. Follow on locals, and you'll get the announcement. D&D stream seems like it is going to happen. But for now, that's tended. I got to get Lady Rackets back in this hotel room and see how that goes. But D&D stream probably whatchamacallit? Normal live stream tonight is up in the air. But I will announce it if I can. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for making this a wonderful return stream. And the full-on regular nightly streams should resume tomorrow night. And then we'll see. And people are asking me to cover trials. Yes, there's a bunch of good ones that are kind of hanging in the wings. We'll see. I've got someone who's going to be recovering, and I'll probably have some extra driving detail until she's ready to drive some kids around and stuff like that, which may be a couple days, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. We're playing this by ear too. So everything should be fine. Thank you all for the well wishes, and we'll see you soon. I hope you guys have a great day. Peace. Peace. Yes, I want to stop streaming. Oh my God.